Hello women. I am going to do a reading for the collective feminine this morning. Woo, big stuff rolling on through. What a couple of months. What a couple of years. We're finishing off the Libra Aries axis, the eclipse axis. So we've just closed that out. It's just finished with this last eclipse that we've moved through, and now kind of culminating, moving through the Libra full moon about a week ago, I think, about a week ago. So we're moving through some really big cosmic alignments now, big shifts, and so much is coming up, so much is moving, particularly around love and wealth and resources. So I want to have a look at the feminine energies at the moment. I know I've been in some really big, deep stuff, big awakenings, big shifts, big truths coming to the surface, just shifts in perception, big healings, a lot of rage, grief, a lot of things really coming up to be expressed, going back over, closing out the last 8 years, 7-8 years. So going back to 2016, 2017, that was quite a big shift. So whatever journey you've been on personally, going back to that time, you're going to be really reviewing that, closing that out, or really tying up some residual or closing out some residual trauma, wounding, getting some resolution around that, or just releasing it. So it might really be coming up. Yeah, that's what's happening. So let's have a look at the collective feminine. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, subscribe, give us some energy, comments. It helps to serve as an energy exchange, and also helps us to connect with your energy and bring you into the Empress Rising Collective, so I can bring through some more specific readings for you and your energy. Also on Facebook, so I'm cross-posting. Please give our page some energy and some likes, shares, comments. If it resonates with you, that's great. We really would like to grow our socials and get this out to whoever needs the validation, confirmation. So tapping in and bringing through validation, confirmation. Readings are always just confirmation of what you already know. It's usually just validation. So if it resonates, it resonates. You'll know. Take what resonates, leave the rest. It's not for everybody. If it's for you, you'll know. So please, if it is for you and it resonates, give us some energy and just give back to the YouTube channel or Facebook, wherever you're watching. So let's tap in. We're all about equal exchange here. We're all about growing. We're all about energy. We're all about abundance. Abundance, state of plenty. Okay, so first out. And 1 and 5, so 15, that's a 6. 6 being balance. That's about reciprocity and balancing. Equal give and take. So abundance, state of plenty. Coming in, grounding here and now. Okay, so grounding here and now. 2 and 7, 9, so 27, coming to a 9, so 9 being completion, closing out cycles, finding balance. So that really taps into tying up what I just said about tying up the last, 7 to 8 years, I think, going back to about 2017, 2018. We're looking at, really grounding in, really being present in the here and now, being present with the experience and what is coming up and what is being felt, because what is coming up for good reason. It's coming up to be released, and it might feel like you're in the dark at the moment. Okay, so when we're in this state, it's like we've planted ourselves in the dirt, in the dark. We can't see anything. We're in isolation and in our little cocoon. Yeah, but we're growing something. Okay, so it might feel dark and lonely, and it might feel like we're stripped away and there's nothing of us, but it's because we've been planted in here. When we're grounding in and really being fully present with our experience, even though it might feel dark, it's because we're growing something. We're planting a seed and we're growing. It's like a seed germinating. So we have to actually really root deeply into the present experience and be with ourselves right now to really start to create from an internal state of balance and presence and full mastery of our spiritual energy and truth. Okay, so that's a really big theme that's coming up at the moment, truth. I'm going to pull one more of these and then we'll get into some tarot. You know, when we're in that state too, when we're in this, like, she's in her own energy. She's not influenced by anyone else's energy. She's not taking on any opinions. She can't hear anyone, see anyone. She's just in her own world. She's clearing her energy, right? She's taking all her energy from the earth, from Mother Earth, okay? So when we're in this state, we're clearing our energy and we're in our own energy, all right? So we are going to then learn how to create from our own energy without that external influence. So that's unplugging from whatever we've been influenced by in the past, okay? Healing, restoring back to health, yeah? Healing. So abundance, grounding, here and now, and healing. Grounding and healing, yeah? When you're grounding, you're healing. When you're healing, you're grounding. Because when you're healing, you must be rooted into your immediate reality and present in what's coming up for you. And it's not always pretty. It's healing's messy and painful, and it can be really intense. But it's important that we learn how to view that as a necessary step on our path to this, to what we're trying to bring in. And abundance is not just about wealth. It's not just about material things. It's about support, connection, where you feel nurtured, nourished, where you can grow, where things grow and are sustained. Yeah, relationships, connections, friendships, businesses, you know, hobbies, your loves, your art, your creativity, whatever it is, community, your garden, whatever it is, your home. Yeah, okay, it's not just material wealth. So it can be the financial, that's a part of that. That reminds me of the Ten of Pentacles energy. But the foundation of that, okay, where that starts from, where it comes from, is your ability to ground into the present and move through the healing, yeah, and the clearing, so that we can align with those higher frequencies. I hope that makes sense. Joy, there it is at the bottom of the deck. Pure happiness coming in. Pure happiness coming in. Okay, it's moving through the duality of that. Okay, so the balance of light and dark, and sometimes we have to go into the dark and we have to experience the opposite and go back and reprocess those painful experiences that are the opposite of what we are dreaming, longing, trying to bring in, trying to create, what our desires are. We have to go back in and re-experience and process everything and release everything that's not in alignment with that, okay? Because it can't be sustained. A future vision or a manifestation or a destiny, even a fated, destiny, fated blessings, it can't come in for you while you're still holding on to those old energies. So if you're being taken back and right through, past experiences, and even having that reflected to you in your current experiences, it may not be as it seems. So it's really important to find a way to balance yourself, find a way to be present without trying to escape your current circumstances or your current inner experience, yeah? Because it's serving a purpose, yeah? The Tower in reverse, resistance, okay? Like Spirit's trying to shift your foundation, trying to give you a new foundation. Okay, sometimes we hold on because we don't want to let the tower fall. Like, we don't want to let things be collapsed so that they can be rebuilt energetically, I'm speaking. Yeah, so and we can resist and really fight against the healing, fight against, you know, that being present in what it is right now. Okay, so there's a resistance, and I know that I've been moved in and out of this, and I still am. It's like you move in and out of it, but we have to keep coming back to that, the here and now, and the grounding and the understanding that we must plant ourselves firmly in the reality and look at things from a higher perspective and really move through that healing. Yeah, High Priestess. Yeah, this is divinely ordered. High Priestess, King of Wands, Fate. There's a King of Wands around you, or there's something happening around you that you don't see. There's something happening for you, around you, some kind of action being taken or about to be taken that you don't see. So the High Priestess can represent secrets. So the divine's overseeing something, and there's something about this King of Wands, right? He's confident, he takes action, he's passionate and moves things forward. That's a fiery energy. And at the bottom of the deck here is the Wheel of the Year, which is the Wheel of Fortune. So this is fate, destiny, karma. Yeah, it's in the upright. So karmic balancing, being at the top of the wheel. Something's coming in. Something is coming in for you, feminine. Someone is taking action on something, or there might be, you know, it might not be someone, it might just be something moving. Yeah, but you can't see it. You can't see it. While ever you're focused on your present situation and resisting against that. So really ground in, ground in. Four of Cups, feeling disappointed, not seeing the cups, feeling disappointed, disillusioned, kind of jaded. There's a there's a woman here with a cup, yeah, and she's trying to offer this cup. He's like, nah, don't want it. These cups, there's 3 cups right in front of him. Yeah, something's gone down between these two. If you feel into the energy of that, something's gone down between these two, and there's a disconnect here. And he is refusing, you know, to see these other cups here, okay? Because he's so focused on what's happened here between these two and this disconnect, sitting in this disconnect, and you can see he's holding himself. There's a very closed off, like he wants to shut this woman out. She's just sitting there going, well, you know, what do I do? But there's these 3 cups over here that he can't see. He hasn't seen the 3 cups, yeah? It looks like he's looking at them, but he hasn't actually seen them. He's looking down. He's very forlorn, yeah? Karma. So karma balancing out. There's karmic blessings coming in, karmic rewards. There's things that have to be cleared out and tied up and closed out, yeah? So karma closing out for something to move forward. It's a period of transition, transformation. There's a transitional period. 4 of Pentacles. Very stubborn energy. Ace of Cups. 9 of Cups. If you are trying to hold on to what you already have, if you are focused on what you have already had envision what you'd already built, or what if you're holding on to something and not wanting to let it go, you're not going to allow space or be in a receptive energy for anything to come in. So Spirit's trying to bring you this Ace of Cups and Nine of Cups. This is wish fulfillment. This is contentment. This is wishes coming true and a new beginning. Yeah. This is Ace of Cups is overflowing abundance. Yeah. Which was the first card that came out. That's overflowing abundance. That's a full cup. New beginning, full cup. And it only grows from there. Yeah. That can be really heartfelt. You know, it's Ace is new. It's a new start, a new beginning, something coming in, and it's emotional, it's connection, it's heartfelt. Yeah, but there's something here about hanging on to, trying to hang on to what is or was going to be or what was. There's this. They're very different energies here. And so this Four of Pentacles is like, oh, no, I'm good with what I've got, what I've built. Got to make a decision. Juggling. Spirit's like, I want to bring you something. We want to bring you something in. We want to balance you out, balance your karma, bring you something in. That's why you're going through the healing, going through the pain, going through the hurt, going through the big releasing, the big shift, the big awakening. They are putting you through this to bring you into alignment. There's a surrender that's required. See, here's the Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Can't see it coming. Yeah, it's going to come in really quickly. What is the advice, please, Spirit? What is the advice for the feminine? Very wounded right now. Very wounded. And I feel that because I've been in that. Yeah, divinely ordered. Okay, the High Priest. So we've got the High Priestess and the High Priest. Okay, so we have the divine. This is divine order. It is ordained. Okay, so this is fated. You're not in control of this. You're being asked to release what you need to release, yeah? To move into your higher timeline, into your destiny, into your fated blessings. Spirit is trying to bring you into this, yeah? But you have to let go. Queen of Swords. She was in the reverse. So coming out of that guarded energy, let down your guard, I just heard. Lay down your sword. Lay down your arms. Lay down your arms. Yeah? Lay down your arms. Any other advice, Spirit? Yeah. There it is, the Wheel of the Year. So fated. You allow the karma to play out, okay? And karma can be just going through the emotional upheaval and the inner turmoil, right? That's you. It's not... A lot of people think that, oh, you know, that's karma. You kick your toe, or you have an accident, or you... I was just tapping wood for anyone, just to cancel that from anyone's field, just so that's not called in. But it's not... Karma doesn't work like that. We have to balance out our energy. It's about our energy and balancing things out. So where we've maybe been in self-illusion, self-delusion, or where we've seen things the wrong way, we've got to go through that to correct it. And often karma comes through and we go through these periods of emotional upheaval, and that in itself is karma balancing out. That is us reprocessing and going through and releasing what we need to release. Yeah, okay, so it's not always cut and dry. I hope that makes sense. It's hard to articulate that. It's not easy to explain. It's not going to be so hard. You're not going to have to work so hard. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles, something's coming in. Knight of Pentacles, it's solid, it's steady, but it's slow. Let's see, Seven of Swords, the Sun, Eight of Swords, Six of Cups. All of these cards are in the reverse. An Ace of Wands. Something in the feminine template, in the feminine collective, has to be released. This mistrust, wounded, like it's always going to be this. So there's like this repeating pattern of things never coming in, or when they do, of being stolen or manipulated, or people getting away with things, blocking, like no success, nothing coming of it. Like the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. It's like you think because you can't see it coming in, you're like, this is just going to be the same as it's always been, and there's nothing coming. But here's the King of Pentacles, starting with the Nine of Pentacles, and we're going through a whole bunch of energies in the reverse. We've got the Sun in the reverse, Eight of Wands in reverse, the Six of Cups in reverse, the Chariot in reverse, everything in the reverse, right? It's like nothing's happening. This is your energy. It's like nothing's happening. You're reviewing. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, no, I can't see anything happening. So it's not happening, but it is. Here's the King of Pentacles. But it's starting out as a Knight of Pentacles, right? And it's a slow build and a slow grow, like slow growing. And this is the change and the shift where you've been used to love bombing and, you know, trauma bonds where things start and happen and they're fast and, you know, and then it just peters out, okay? Nothing moves forward, nothing grows, there's no follow through. This is entirely different. Yeah? This is a solid energy, and there's the transformation, the Ace of Wands. And so this requires a receptivity. There's the Page of Pentacles, okay? Starting with a slow offer, but it's steady. A small offer, but it's steady and stable. There's no illusion around this. This is victory. There's no illusion anymore. No one's getting away with anything. No one's going to be able to manipulate, put it over you. The Moon in reverse, that's out. That's done. There's victory over this, yeah? Knight of Wands, victory over that. Illusion, delusion, deception. You can see it. You can see it now, yeah? Hanged Man in the reverse. Tell me about that. You can see it now. You're going on a new journey. Eight of Cups. Going on a new journey. Gonna get that cup filled. Strength, the Magician. You're manifesting it. So there's your strength. Sit in your strength. I've spoken about this. This has been coming through. So sitting, you can't force things. This strength cut, this is about, it's an energy of gently does it, okay? Whatever is manifesting for you, you've already energetically create, like the manifestation's there, it's trying to come in, but you can't force it, okay? And so there's a gentleness that's required around this, and a patience and a soft energy, a strength, but also a softness in that strength and a gentleness in that strength. And although those energies seem like they might be conflicting, they're actually not. So this energy of strength is about really leaning into where you're at in the present moment and not trying to force things, and allowing things to be where they're at, and coming at things with patience, coming at whatever it is with patience, and honoring where things are at any given moment. Yeah. What is that saying? Something about honey and, is it honey and vinegar? You like, you'll attract more with honey than you will with vinegar. That's what it is. That's coming out of this Queen of Swords energy. You're trying to force things, trying to move things along. Yeah. So let's finish that off, because I gotta go to work. I got someone to work with this morning. Desire. The energy of desire there, yeah? See, so this desire is deep. Deep, deep, deep desire. Okay, so You know what it is that you desire. It's about finding a way to allow that to come in a different way without trying to push things forward. So this is a new paradigm, and this is something that is shifting through, yeah, see, emotion versus intellect. So finding balance in that. Emotion, intellect. Finding a balance in the logic and emotion. So where we've done things practically, logically, or even looked at things practically, logically, it's like, well, I got to do this, I got to do that, and this is the way that things have to be pursued and brought into fruition. It doesn't work like that anymore. So this is a paradigm shift. This is a complete and utter paradigm shift, and it is coming from the feminine template, the feminine energy. It's to do with the frequencies raising, and the earth, and the feminine is, the earth is feminine, okay? So you being feminine, you really rooting into that and grounding in and connecting with that. One thing I do want to say, that's really, I'll finish what I'm saying because something else is coming through. So when you are grounded in and connected to the earth, okay, to that feminine energy, that is the mother energy. And if you have mother issues, right, that connection to earth and that type of healing, that feeling held in that way, that's going to help you to find a connection within yourself around that, okay? So that's where a lot of healing comes in. That then is also activating the earth's grid, okay? So what happens is it actually raises the collective energy, okay? Because we have an energetic grid, right, that we're tapping into. And so when we heal in reciprocity, in symbiosis in this way, and we're connecting in with the mother energy, and we're bringing that into us, we're becoming a part of that grid, okay? And that then, whatever we go through as individuals, whatever healing we are going through, whatever raising of frequency, raising of vibration that happens within us, our energy body, and within our lives, it ripples out across the grid. Okay, and so I'm just trying to access what just dropped in a second ago. No, it's gone. It's gone. So that healing that you do, feminine, that whatever you go through in your healing, you are actually going through a process of raising the collective energy. So our individual healing journey and the energies that we go through, we have our experiences and the stories that we go through, our own stories, but the energy of that on a quantum level, the energy of that, the energy of the healing, the energy of the transformation and interactions, and the frequencies and vibration that we move out of and shift into for ourselves, that ripples out into the collective, okay? And so you'll find, that's what I wanted to say, going back to 2017, when you look at what was happening in the world and what's coming back around, okay, to kind of go back over that, complete it, you know, like there's a real kind of deepening of that, and a reckoning as such. And so we're going to be really going over everything and bringing everything to completion. So whatever you are going through, please know that your journey, your inner healing journey, is so crucial and has so much of an impact, such a high impact on the collective. And so anything that we try to do to force anything forward in the external world, right? It just doesn't work like that anymore. It actually comes from the internal, and that's because of the way that the Earth's grid has raised and shifted, and the quantum energy that we're in now, okay? And we're going to find that more and more now, that the more we lean into and go through these internal shifts, the more we're going to see the chaos and the breaking down of those paradigms and what's happening in the collective, in the outer world. And so the internal shifts that you go through and the new paradigms and ways of doing things, ways of being. So coming into this state of abundance, going back to the start, this state of abundance, state of plenty and healing, restoring back to health within you. Yeah, within you and your own energy body, your own inner world and your own life, your own home, right? You, feminine, are a representation of the collective feminine and a representation of the collective consciousness. So the work that you do around this in your own world and your own life is going to create a ripple that's going to affect the collective. And when you look at what's going on in the world at the moment, we've got real issues around this, right? And it's not looking real good right now. That's not looking real good right now. So you look at those two themes, you feel into the energy of those two themes. That's something that's really coming up for review in the world right now that we're shifting, okay? And so first we have to go into the dysfunction around that, the sickness. And you probably found that coming up in your own world, your own life. That's the healing, okay? So we're going to go through that healing, and the collective, the outer world, goes through that healing, okay? The more that go through it individually, the more that energy ripples out into the grid, raises it in the collective for the healing to come through, okay? So move through it. Don't be stuck in how things are because it feels hard and it feels like you're not getting what you want and things are not great. That's the healing. It's the leaning in, the grounding through that, grounding into that and connecting into Mother Earth and finding a new inner state that's going to that inner state that's going to match what you're trying to bring in, that's going to match your desire, okay? The longing for what you're looking for. Yeah, it's not done anymore. It's not done in a masculine energy anymore. That's the old way. It's done in it's done from a feminine energy now, okay? And that doesn't mean just women. It's done from a feminine way of being, and that can be supported by men. Yeah, but it's the women go first. Women will lead the way. Women will lead the way. That's all I have to say. Take care. I love you all so